Hey folks, it's KJ here from the Scariest Movie Ever YouTube channel and Rigged Reality Radio. Thanks for checking this out. I had to make a video on this. I was actually just sent some information from a friend of mine on YouTube here, one of my subscribers, and I want to get to that here in just a moment. Before I do, I wanted to show you this right here real quick. Some of you may have seen this footage. This is from a nuclear summit they had in the Netherlands not long ago. So all the world leaders were there. Obama was there as well. A lot of people pointed out, this even made like mainstream news, but a lot of people pointed out that many of these leaders here were wearing these Illuminati Pyramid style pins. And most importantly, you can check this out right here. If you look center stage, right here they've got of course the Illuminati style pyramid, a hologram of it in the middle of everybody. It's just right there for everybody to see. It's interesting, it's hard to really see right here, but underneath that's a huge sun disk. Okay, you can get into some things there. There's some hieroglyphs all around it as well. And there's like an iris, like an eye in the very middle. So there's a lot of obvious Illuminati symbolism going on there. And if you're not familiar with my work or channel, please check out some of my videos, check out some of my work, and you'll see that I've been saying for a very long time that the veil is lifting. And this right here is an excellent example of that. The veil is lifting. That means that we're starting to see a lot more of this kind of symbolism all over the place. And interestingly enough, it all comes in the form of a pyramid a lot of the time. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. Plenty of research on that. I'm just going to cover a few of the angles. Now, the thing is about the pyramid, the triangle, is that it's showing up everywhere. This is all part of the Great Awakening. It's all part of the Great Revealing. It's all part of the veil lifting. This is just an example I took this afternoon. This is a screenshot from a movie called Payback with Mel Gibson. It's from a few years back. But this right here is a scene where the door is opening to one of the main bad guys' offices. And right here on the front of the door we have this symbol. And I'm going to show you what you can associate that with. So any of you out there that may have been involved in this kind of YouTube conspiracy research thing for the last few years have probably seen this video. It's really popular and it's constantly being re-uploaded. This is some leaked footage from some kind of a ritual that was taking place in a Masonic lodge. It's very interesting. And like I said, you can find this anywhere. Just look up leaked Freemason footage, leaked Illuminati footage, whatever. It's interesting though, because right there in the back, of course, on the sides, you see the two square and compass with the G's in the middle. But right there in the middle, you see the illuminated eye in the pyramid. It's the same symbol that we saw in that movie. This is just one example I wanted to show you, because I see it in practically everything I see. Not everything, but lately most, especially new movies coming out, things like this. You're going to find this symbol popping up everywhere, and it's definitely there for a reason. It's a symbol of the beast system, or Illuminati control if you want. You know, this is a sign that we're very close to the Fifth Age, we're very close to the, say, matured New World Order, and we're very close to what these designers, what these builders have had in mind for a very long time. Okay, so it's very important to understand the triangle. It also manifests in other ways as well. So this is just a screenshot from a video that was taken in El Paso, Texas in 2014, and it's of the orb UFO sightings. Now these things have been on the increase for many years now, especially the last few years. Canada reported, it was either last year or this year, that they've had more UFO sightings, like with orbs and whatnot, than in their recorded history. So all these things are really showing up. I've done a lot of videos on this, a lot of research on these particular types of UFOs. I believe we're going to be seeing a lot more of these. I've been saying it for a long time. And it all has to do with the Great Delusion coming. Maybe it'll be a Project Bluebeam thing. It could be part of the Great Alien Delusion to come, that these are going to be our saviors showing up. You know, however you want to view it, there's a lot of different angles to it. But one thing I found in all the research I've done on this subject and all the many hours of footage I've seen, it's very common to see 3 of these orb UFOs forming triangles. This happens all the time. And a great example of that, and if you want proof, just go to any any internet search engine and just type in orb UFOs triangle. And you'll see that this stuff is happening all over the world, and it's very common for them to form the triangle or the pyramid. I believe these are real. These are actually something manifesting, but I don't believe they're aliens or spaceships or anything like that. Now, it's my belief that it's certainly no coincidence that we're seeing the pyramid in the skies with these orbs, or with these interdimensional beings, okay? Because I believe these are all a part of this beast system. And at the same time, we're seeing the pyramid manifest in all these different ways in our world right now, right in front of our eyes. Media, entertainment, and elsewhere, which brings us to the point of this whole video. Check this out. Alright, so first off, I have to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Open Road Eleanor 67. Thank you very much for the lead on this. She actually sent me a link to this video that I'm about to show you, and it's here on Facebook. And I see what you saw. So let's just go ahead and get to it. I want you to check it out. Before you do, though, I mean, just take a look at how many likes this has. It has like over 30,000 and has over 177,000 shares. So this is pretty huge. So here's the video, and what you're going to be watching is a bunch of Marines in a worship service at some church. Not really sure which church it is or whatever, but it looks like pretty much every other kind of mainstream worship service out there, right? So they're singing a song. And just check this out. Okay, so here we go. Just watch these guys. They're following along with the screen, singing along. Christian karaoke. Now, I'm getting there. Here we go. There you go. So that's what we're looking at right there, and you can see they're flashing the pyramid. Now they do this a few times throughout this this service. It's like a 4-minute long video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I just wanted you to see this, and I see the same thing that Open Road Eleanor 67 was seeing, and I think you can see it too. Now I've seen this other places as well. You can just go online and kind of look this stuff up. You'll see a lot of this around Obama. We've seen a lot of times he's been out there speaking, and you'd see people out in the audience, just droves of them throwing up the pyramid sign. All right, so here's another angle of them flashing the pyramid. Like I said, now you see this everywhere. You see this all over the place. I've said earlier, if you're not familiar with my channel or my work, check out some of my videos, please. I'm not the only one doing videos on this subject. A lot of other people are as well, but it's out there, okay? And we're seeing it more and more, and it's manifesting in all kinds of ways. This also lines up with a lot of my own beliefs, where I don't necessarily trust a lot of organized religion. That's no knock on anybody out there. If you go into a church, I started in church myself. It helped me out with my path, so I'm not judging on that. I'm just saying that nowadays, in the times we're in now, just be very weary of the organized religion out there. Definitely test the spirits in your church, all that stuff, because this is just an example, okay? And no, this is not a reach. And there's a language to symbols and symbolism that's ancient. It's been around since the very beginning, and of course not everybody sees it. But that's all part of this great awakening I talk about all the time. That's all a part of the veil lifting. These kind of secret languages that have been held for so long by these secret societies, all of this stuff is coming out. All of the knowledge from the lodge is entering the mainstream now. It's all coming out. One more thing it's interesting to note is, of course, I think in a lot of these churches they're probably telling them that this is the Trinity. Of course it's not. So here's something else I wanted to cover while we're on the subject of symbols, symbolism, and whatnot. This is a video that's going pretty big. It went big pretty fast. I actually just stumbled across this yesterday, and it was through somebody else's channel, the footage was, right? And I started kind of looking into it, and I believe I found the person who first released this footage. And this stuff, like I said, is going big. Just this morning I got up, I jumped on YouTube to see what was going on, and I saw like 3 channels had this footage, and they were running with it. And I'm not calling anybody out, I don't think everyone's giving the credit to the right person. I actually subbed this channel yesterday too. It's called Kafka Winston World. So please check out her channel, okay, and this is her footage, and it's at the Georgia Guidestones, okay. If you're not familiar with the Georgia Guidestones, check them out. Just in short, you could call them the 10 Commandments for the New Age, the Illuminati 10 Commandments, okay, for the future, or whatever. So here they are. And Kafka Winston World, she was out there, she shot some live footage, and it was actually really startling. Now, she uncovered something really interesting, and that's what her whole video was about. She actually found 2014 kind of inserted in there, okay? And I'm not even going to cover really that part. I would rather you just go to her channel and watch the video yourself and you know, see it from her perspective, from the original uploader, and hear what she has to say. Really good video, and the other videos of hers I've seen, not many, were all really good. So I just want to throw that out there. Anyway, moving on. So let me go ahead and show you what I saw on this footage and what I thought was really interesting. Okay, so we're just going to start right here, and we're looking at some of the graffiti. My light banish all darkness. Okay, let's move on. And now that, of course, reminds me of Lucifer. You know, Lucifer is the light, right? And it all goes back to the whole idea of the devil coming to us as something other than what we expect. We expect a gnarly monster or something like this, but of course we know Lucifer is the real enemy here, and we know Lucifer comes as light. So I thought that was interesting, but that's just one. Just look at this stuff. So we're just going to kind of keep moving on and moving down. We are free. I am here, I am here, I am here. There's a lot of that. I thought that was interesting. I'll tell you why. There's more I am here. I don't know, those look like weird swastikas or something in the middle. I am here, I am light, I am the infinite. I am the Lady of Light. You see that? Like I said, this stuff's fascinating to me. I've never seen these this up close. You know, I've seen all the other pictures you guys have seen probably and some of the video from far away, but never anything this close. And I just think it's really interesting. Not so much the graffiti we're looking at, but it's the idea that this is what they left. And I'm going to show you some examples of something else here in a second. I am the end. I am the beginning. Okay, I am here. Now here's some of the stuff I was wanting to show you. Look at this. I am Isis, Goddess Reborn. I'm really interested in this subject. I did a video a while back, some of you may have seen it, called Isis and Ancient Gods Returning for Armageddon. And it's this idea that we're hearing more and more about all of these kind of ancient gods, Apollo, you name it. A lot of times these are just different names for the same entity. A lot of times they're names for individual entities. There's all these different ancient gods or demons or spirits, whatever you want to call them, okay? But Isis is one that's definitely on the scene right now. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing this on the Ten Commandments for the, you know, for the New World Order, for the Illuminati, so to speak. On the Georgia Guidestones, we're seeing Isis graffiti. There's more of it here too. I will save humanity. I am Isis, goddess, right here. Goddess of love. I am light. Okay, now why is this significant? All right, any one of you out there can do a search online for the Georgia Guidestones graffiti. All right, just look up something like that, and you're going to see that throughout the years, I mean, they used to get really brutal on there. I mean, big, you know, painting on there, you know, F the New World Order and all this other kind of stuff. There used to be a lot more kind of religious themed things on there as well. Not sinister, just more like, you know, Jesus saves, God will stop this, you know, stuff like that. You'll see all the images out there, but all that stuff's been scrubbed apparently, or we're just not seeing it right here. But I thought that was really interesting. Like I said, you'll see a lot of that, but that's all gone, and what's left all seems to be kind of like in line with this stuff. I mean, if we're going to look at this through spiritual eyes, because really this is what we're dealing with. We are dealing with a spiritual battle that's manifesting in all kinds of ways around us, okay? So if we're going to look at this through spiritual eyes, I think it's really interesting to note just what kind of graffiti is left on these Georgia Guidestones. And a lot of it seems to be written from kind of a first-person point of view, as if it was the the Antichrist himself, not that he was actually there doing this, or the devil himself, But you kind of see where I'm going with this. I do believe that the whole beast system, the pyramid itself, the pyramid structure of the devil, if you will, the control grid of this earth, I do believe that it does operate like that. It operates kind of like a Borg system or a hive mind, and operates through lots of people at the same time. So when I look at this, and I look at this particular brand of graffiti, it's very interesting. I feel like we're seeing that spirit working through whatever hands were actually putting this graffiti on these guide stones. And I also find it interesting that it hadn't been scrubbed. Maybe it will be later. I'm not sure. But either way, just something I'm proposing out there and something I'm throwing out there. I thought it was interesting to note. Once again, please check out Kafka Winston World's channel to see more on this, okay? In closing, I wanted to show you this right here one more time. Many of you may have seen this. I've actually covered this artifact on some of my other videos on my channel. It was actually found in Ecuador, and they're actually calling it the oldest Illuminati artifact. Here's another one I just wanted to throw in for good measure. It's another ancient artifact, but once again, we have the pyramid and we have the sun. We have the sun worshippers. And even more creepy is that this ancient Illuminati pyramid from Ecuador, portions of it actually glow in the dark, and one portion of that is the eye at the top of the pyramid. It's very interesting because in that eye is a so-called reptilian slit. Now, I'm certainly no fan of the reptilian theory, but I do believe it's a connection to the serpent seed line, if you will, the bloodline of the Illuminati, the bloodline of the controllers, whatever you want to call it. But it's very interesting that it's there. And just in case you still think all of this is a reach, this right here is from the very bottom of that pyramid, and it actually has an inlay and little gold plates that show the Orion star constellation with some kind of unknown writing. Well, the translation of Professor Kurt Schildman, he was the president of the German Linguistic Association. He was perfect in more than 40 languages. He was able to actually translate this writing. He called it pre-Sanskrit because it is older than the oldest writing. But the translation of these 4 letters you can see here is, in quotes, "The Son of the Creator comes." Now folks, you may not have the eyes to see this or the understanding to grasp this, but I'm telling you right now, the pyramid, the triangle, it's coming. The entire system is revealing itself right now, and it's on the way. All you can do now is just be prepared and keep your eyes open for the signs and symbols. There is a language there, and it's manifesting more and more. Well, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care out there.